Marvel isn't dead, you just don't like it anymore. After the release of Thor 4, aka Thor Love and Thunder, there's been this kind of air around the MCU that maybe it's dying. People left, right and center are claiming that Phase 4 is trash or is full of mid-movies and projects, and overall it's made terrible money, and that the entire MCU is dying. Sometimes I look at the MCU, what it's doing now, and then I look at these people, and I wonder if either they're lying stupid or we're just not looking at the same thing. If you don't like the MCU or the movies and shows that they're making now, that is completely fine. That's your opinion. Now, where I have an issue with it is when people are claiming that the MCU is dying. Because that's no longer a matter of I don't like the MCU, it's a matter of the MCU is dead and everything it makes is trash. Again, if you don't like the MCU, that's completely fine. If you don't like their movies, that's completely fine. Not everybody will. But there's a difference from I don't like the MCU and the MCU is bad. Because even if you don't like the MCU, you kind of have to accept that it is one of the forefronts of cinema, both in technology and in actual storytelling. The impact that Endgame had on society cannot be ignored. It was amazingly big and was never done before in all of cinema history. Something of that scale and that size was a massive achievement in its own right. And the MCU itself has changed so many lives and made so many lives better. So you can't just stand there and say that the MCU is bad, because that is wrong. You can hate the MCU, but that doesn't mean that the MCU is bad. So why are people saying it's dead in the first place? If Phase 4 is so mid, then, these projects should be pretty bad. WandaVision, Shang-Chi, Loki, What If, Spider-Man No Way Home, Miss Marvel, and Moon Knight were all in Phase 4. And I don't know about you, but those are some of the best MCU projects that have ever been on screen. WandaVision was absolutely fantastic. It was amazing. And so was Loki. But besides the self-cessed, it's an amazing project with so many cool twists, so many cool plot details, and overall a really good way of explaining such a difficult to understand multiversal rules and laws, which a lot of people were going to be confused by. Moon Knight was also insanely good. As someone with DID, I was very happy with the representation that was in Moon Knight. Now, Moon Knight has its own issues with the lack of Jewish representation, which I think is its own kind of topic. Miss Marvel, I think, was also really good. Now, Falcon and the Winter Soldier was amazing. At first, I thought I didn't like it, but I must have misremembered something, because when I went back to rewatch it for a review, holy shit, I loved every single moment of that show. The way it deals with PTSD, the way it deals with racial issues. As a black man with PTSD issues, I was very comforted by the show, and I thought it did a really fucking good way of representing those issues. And to those people saying shit like Moon Knight wasn't good, Loki wasn't good, Shang-Chi wasn't good, and they're all bad, I think that's just because of your personal opinion. Because if we actually read the reviews of said shows, we get shit like this. Black Widow with a 79% for critics with a 47% for critics, Shang-Chi with a 91% for critics, Falcon and the Winter Soldier with 88%, What If with 90%, Miss Marvel with 8% of critics, 97% of audience. Overall, through that mumble and jumble of numbers, the usual score for Marvel movies and Marvel projects in Phase 4 is around high 80s to low and mid 90s. These films have tens of thousands of reviews, and if a majority of them are positive, it's safe to assume the film is good. Marvel is not dying. The MCU is not dying. What is dying is that you don't like it. Whether you grew up, or whether you grew down, or whether you grew sideways, it doesn't matter. Because you don't like it anymore. Maybe you did at one point, but maybe your tastes have changed. People have been saying stuff about Thor 4 recently, how it's just so silly and it doesn't take the serious moments seriously. When I watched Thor 4, yes, there were a lot of jokes, and it was mainly a comedy, because it was said to be a comedy, and that was the whole point of the movie is to be a comedy. It's like saying Brooklyn Nine-Nine makes jokes about being a police officer, therefore all police officers are a joke and they don't take themselves seriously. Like, it's a fucking comedy. There are no jokes in the serious moments. There are lots of jokes, but there are no jokes in the serious fucking moments. And the small jokes that there are anywhere near a serious moment, they're just kind of like a little tang, a little bit of lemon on your fucking salmon, alright? Jesus Christ, calm the fuck down. It was a comedy. You're gonna complain about a comedy trying to make jokes? I don't give a shit if you didn't find it funny. I found it funny. A lot of people found it funny. Another criticism I see is that Phase 4 has a lack of direction. No, Phase 4 is doing what Phase 1 did. Phase 4 doesn't lack direction. Phase 4 is doing the exact same thing as Phase 1. It is telling more isolated and self-contained stories to slowly build up a new team-up. It is the new Phase 1. There really is no reason for the MCU to be dying. You just dislike it. You dislike the movies. But that's a you thing. The MCU has not gone downhill. If anything, it's gone uphill. It's just that you, personally, have stopped liking the films. And that's completely okay. Now, when you start saying shit like, the MCU is dead, it's less like your opinion and more like you're trying to state a fact, when really it is just your opinion. And that's completely fine. My opinion is that the MCU is fucking awesome and it's got amazing things that I cannot wait to watch. Your opinion is that it's kind of meh and you haven't enjoyed it. And I'm really sorry that you haven't enjoyed it, because I feel like that kind of sucks. It sucks for you, because I'm getting a lot of cool movies and everyone that enjoys the MCU is getting all these cool movies that we enjoy. And we have a lot of fun, like, theorizing and looking up leaks and doing all this cool stuff, while you just don't seem to really enjoy it. And maybe you have other things that you enjoy, and I hope you do like them as much as we like the MCU. But you have to understand that at some points, it's more like you don't like the MCU than the MCU is dying. The MCU is doing fine. Numbers are doing good. People are enjoying it. There's really, actually just like no reason for the MCU. Wait. Thank you so much for sitting through this rant. I'm most likely going to edit this down a lot, so I don't know how long the final video is going to be, but as I'm recording this little outro, it's 21 minutes long, so yeah, I ranted about a lot. Hope I can manage to actually like edit that down. Again, if you don't like the MCU, that's fine. That's completely okay. MCU just isn't. Oh, sorry. The MCU just isn't dying. It's just not. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed. Subscribing would always help out the channel, although you don't want to help out my channel. I suck ass, you know? I suck so much ass and butt cheeks, you know? You don't want to do that. You don't want to like this video either. It's bad. You're bad. You're bad. God, fucking, I'm gonna die. Alright. See you for the next rant.